If you are watching at home, do not adjust your television screens. It's still me. I just cut off a lot of hair from my face. That's all, guys. Indeed. It is Monday, the 13th. Lucky old Monday the 13th. Way luckier than Friday. Don't even know why we bother talking about stupid old Friday. And if you're listening to this podcast, then you will not be aware of the fact that I currently am beardless, although perhaps you didn't know that I was bearded. It's not like, oh no, I did make reference to it sometimes, didn't I? Anyway, I had an itch in the beard at one point, stuff like that. So there you go. You know that if you've been paying close attention, that I was a bearded fellow. Well, I am bearded no more. Still have my long locks that are a little bald at the top. That's a problem. But that's not what we're here to talk about, guys. But yes, to the people watching on Instagram and YouTube, beard gone. Great. Well, we've dealt with that. Let's dive into the beer. Do you know what I got? Oh, boy. Dang, I'm excited about this one. If you're looking at the cameras on the videos, that is a beautiful pink can with snakes on it. Snakes of IPA number 13. Double IPA with Strata, Zappa, and Comet hops. And this bad boy from our friends, of course, friends of the pod, Collective Arts Brewing, pardon me, brewed this in collaboration with Aslan Beer Company from Herndon, Vermont, United States of... Wait, VA is not Vermont. That's Virginia. I think VA is Virginia. Have you seen that? I can't remember the name of the comedian. Dude does a bit about when they got together to do the state abbreviations. And they start with like Alabama. And he's like, AA, beauty. What do we got next? Alaska. Damn it. Anyway, it's a good bit. He does it way better than I do. Look it up. State shortened names or something. It's a very funny bit. Anyway, what were we saying? Oh yeah, collaborative brew with Aslan beer from Herndon, I think Virginia, VA. What else could it be? I think that's it. Sir, Vermont, Virginia. I don't think there's any other V-based states. So those ones are easy. Anyway, Beauty, IPA number 3. If you're not familiar with this, Collective Arts, let's get some Foley here. Collective Arts does these one-off IPA releases multiple times throughout the year. And I will warn you, there might be a little sticker shock when you see it, but these beers are so jam-packed with hops. And they're generally so delightful and wonderful. Well worth the investment. You might not want to buy a 2-4. That might be a little rich for your blood, or maybe it's not. And if not, good for you. Keep doing what you're doing. For myself, 1, maybe 2. That's enough. I get to enjoy it, see what it's like, and then move on. So that's what I've done here. Grab this at the LCBO at the weekend. Yeah, Strata, Zappa, and Comet hops. I don't want to look too much more at the can because, I don't like to do that. I don't want to muddy the waters. Although I do like Muddy Waters. Muddy Waters is a great performer. Anyway, so here we go. Look at this beautiful sort of lemony yellow, just touching on amber in the deepest parts of the glass. Hazy, but not chunky. Just a very hazy boy. Nice light white fluffy head. Didn't put too much effort into getting some head on that pour, but if I spin it up a bit, get that done for everybody. Yeah, not bad. Hey, that's looking good. That's interesting on the nose. It's lemony. Definitely get some lemon right off the top. Nice bit of malty sweetness. Something berry-like. Strawberry. Lemons and strawberries. Something kind of tropically, pineapple-y, maybe some pineapple. Stick it in the old mouth and see what we see. That is not what I was expecting. It's quite good. That is a little too easy going, because I did look at the can enough to know this double IPA with Strata, Zappa, and Comet hops clocks in at a frightening 8.1% alcohol. I mean, it's got punches a little heavier than a Canuck, but not a lot. So what do we got? Quite a prickly mouthfeel. Interesting carbonation. I like it. Very smooth body. Creamy, you might say. Wow, very bitter. This is interesting. Collective is like Ryan Morrow and his crew at Collective. I assume Ryan's still there. I actually haven't heard of anything from him in a long while, but I think so. They're geniuses when it comes to IPAs, and especially late hopped IPAs, really new worldy, not a lot of perceived bitterness, a lot of aromatics. This guy's got some perceived bitterness. I'm perceiving bitterness. I'm also realizing I was drinking an Octopus Wants to Fight just before this. I do this to myself sometimes, don't I? Just smelling my skin, trying to reset things a little bit. I wonder if it works if you lick yourself. Probably going to taste like soap. So here's the deal, and why I'm kind of stuck on this. There isn't a ton of fruitiness right off the top. You get a creamy mouthfeel from the body of the beer, a bit of a maltiness, but it doesn't come across as sweet at all because it's really bitter. This is like a balls out IPA, which is great. I really dig it. I'm just trying to put it together. I'm just not used to this sort of an offering. There is strawberry in here, I think. Not literally, but I'm tasting. Oh, look at my hair. What have I just done to myself? Take off my headphones for a second. Shake it out. Shake it out. Isn't that what that popular singer says? Yeah, I get a little strawberry note for sure. I get a lemon on the nose. I get less of it on the palate. I think because I was expecting there to be such a citrusy quality to it. You get a bit of citrus peel, but that's about it. It's not nearly as juicy as I was expecting it to be. It's funny. The aromatics on the hops are a lot more mellow than I was expecting them to be, but it is quite bitter, quite a bit on the cheeks. It's not uncomfortable. It's not squeaky. I mean, it is an 8.1% alcohol beer. Sometimes you really got to lean into that, but I'm just seeing if it says anything on the can. Nope, just what I've already told you. Unfiltered. Double IPA with Strata, Zappa, and Comet hops. Pardon me. Pouring the rest of my glass there. It's quite good. It's just like I say, it's a lot more like... It's like not old school, but like an older school double IPA, which I like. I haven't had one of these in a while. It reminds me of Laser Show, but Laser Show presents a bit more citrusiness. There's a piney quality in this. I'm just kind of pulling it apart because, like I said, the linger, the finish, it's quite bitter, and I'm just trying to work through what I'm getting. Real earthy, piney kind of thing on the finish. And yeah, this is so... I don't want to say a weird one. I don't want to put you off. It's a good beer. Just, I had a whole picture in my mind of what I was about to drink, and it's not that. Ton of residual bitterness. Not much alcohol heat. Not much in the tropical front. Like I say, a bit of strawberry, maybe a bit of lemon peel, maybe, and then piney on the finish. Oh, you know what? Actually, it's not lemon. It's almost more like lime. A bit more of that clean, bitter, limey. Lime. Definitely lime. Not lemon, lime. That's what I'm tasting. Yeah, lime peel. It's funny that it took me a while to come on that. It made me think because we were drinking margaritas last night. It's reminiscent of the margaritas. It's quite nice. You know, I don't know much about Comet. I think Comet hops are an old hop. I'm going to look them up right now while we're talking. I know nothing about Zappa, aside from the fact that I like to say it. Oh, Zappa. That sounds good. Los Zapatos. That means shoes, the shoes in Spanish. Comet U.S. hops, gently bittering aromatic hop with hints of dank citrus, grapefruit, and tropical fruit. Intriguing parentage of English sunshine and a Native American hop, bringing out a wild American flavor. Well, I don't know if that's a new or an old hop, but that's what it says about that. Let's check out Zappa. Los Zapatos. Zappa. Oh, sorry. I'm really sore today. Got some aches in the old legs, kids. I'm an old man, although not as old as my friend Josh L., friend of the pod, who's apparently in quite a state today. And so thoughts from myself and all the friends of the Toronto Beer Podcast out to you, Josh, and anybody right now who's suffering from being old. Zappa is a native North American hop variety, Neo-Mexicanus. Maybe it is Los Zapatos, recovered from the wild in New Mexico, not the old one, named after Frank Zappa. Oh, that makes sense. In collaboration with the Zappa family. This hop is as counterculture as the musician himself. Spicy with strong notes of tropical fruit, mango, passion fruit, citrus, and pine. Includes savory mint and fruity pebbles. Couldn't tell you the last time I had a fruity pebble. I did pick up some strawberry, if you recall. Maybe that was the fruity pebble, and I just don't know enough about that sort of stuff. And let's just do a quick little look up on Strata hops, formerly known as X331. Sounds pretty hardcore. Citrus, tropical fruit, pungent, dank. Damn, son, that's dank. Also grapefruit and pine. I still am telling you, I'm getting lime off of this guy. Nice. Strata is comparable to amarillo, which of course is Spanish for yellow, and centennial, which is Spanish for 100 years. No, wait. That's not right. Anyway, that's our hops that we're looking at. That was a little fun walk down the hop walk. What else do I know about this? Well, nothing. I bought it. It was not cheap. Attractive label, what with the snakes and all. 8.1% strong beer. It is strong. And featuring the musical stylings of the late, great Frank Zappa. Not the Zapatos. That joke is just not aging at all. Anywho, tasty beer, IPA number 13. I tend to recommend to people, if you're into IPA, when you see a numbered IPA by Collect Arts, you just pick it up. At least one, right? Sometimes they're very surprising. Not in a bad way, totally good way. But like now, that was surprising. Never hurts. Oh, hang on a sec. Warming up a little, and my mouth is kind of getting itself wrapped around the beer. Thought I got a whisper of stone fruit, as they like to say, although none of the hops that I read the descriptions of would have suggested stone fruit. Does make you wonder, though, if maybe they used an English ale yeast in there. That's an interesting question for the train spotters. That is an interesting question, because sometimes you'll get appley or stone fruit from English ale yeasts. And English ale yeasts do real dope things with big hoppy beers. So who knows? Could be. Ryan Moore, if you're out there, get at me. Slide into my DMs. Hey, let's talk about food. Then we're going to talk, because we actually got something to talk about that's coming down the pipe, guys. And it has nothing to do with phase 3 or a return to phase 2, which is probably going to happen. It's just good news all around. But let me have a sip of beer because this is very tasty beer. Something in there. Just can't quite pick it. It gets pinier the longer I drink it too. Not quite resiny, piney for sure. Anywho, what are you gonna eat with this? I don't even know. I've been thinking so much about speaking Spanish and Frank Zappa. I haven't given it any thought. This is a big beer, man. And I don't want to just recycle an idea and say like eat jerk chicken. That's not that creative anymore. I say that every time I have a big boozy IPA like this. What would be a very surprising thing to eat with this? You know, it would be surprising. Something like a key lime pie. Because key lime pie is pretty rich and it's pretty sweet, but it's limey. And this IPA is not sweet, even slightly. I wonder, I bet it would work, although I worry that the pie might just end up tasting like sugary and fatty, which sounds delicious if you ask me. Done and dusted. You're going to eat a key lime pie with your IPA number 3. Unexpected? Yes. Was the beer also unexpected? Yes. So let's do it. Man, I want some key lime pie right now so bad. Anybody out there wants to make me a key lime pie in the next 20 minutes and drop it off to my house? That'd be awesome. I'd appreciate that. I would call you friend of the pod for that kind of an action. Anyway, that's what you're going to have with it. Key lime pie. I think that'd be really good. Oh gosh, I want a key lime pie so bad. Ooh. Okay. So you know what's coming down the pipe? Guys, do you follow the socials? Do you look at the beer stuff? What's been going on? If you do, like me, you will have seen this, I think, very attractive image of the label of a beer that's not coming out from one brewery. Oh no, it's coming out from many breweries, and it's the Black is Beautiful Beer Project, which I think is fantastic. Now I looked this up on my phone, which is the bloody Instagram machine. Damn it, hang on a second. Black is Beautiful Beer. That's what we want to look up. I'm trying to remember who it was who started this. This is a project with this, as I say, this it's not quite houndstoothy pattern, but it's this, I don't know how you describe it, angular, beautiful, attractive pattern of what isn't certainly the only skin tones that humans possess, but an array of tones from quite light to fairly dark to match the multiple skin tones of humans. It's a collaborative effort to raise awareness for the injustices people of color face daily and raise funds for police brutality, reform, and legal defenses for those who have been wronged. Love it. Who it is, just looking for the brewers who started this. Weathered Souls? I think Weathered Souls Brewing. Damn right. Marcus B., founder and head brewer. What they've done, yes, here we are. Weathered Souls Brewing. They've created a recipe for an imperial stout. I think it's an imperial stout. It's definitely at least a stout. I'm just looking up the recipe right now. Label, logo, recipe. It's a PDF. Whoo-wee. Oh, it's an oatmeal stout. So some people are aiming to make it more bigger. What are we looking at here? OG's 1046, finals 1010. So that, where's my math on that? Like 5 and change. Oh, no, wait, actually tells you. Actual alcohol by volume should be 4.7. All right. Oh, hang on a sec, though. Oh, this is what somebody did? I'm confused by what I'm looking at right now. I've never looked this up until just right now, because it says the estimated original gravity was supposed to be 1081 and the final was 1016, which if you work in Plato is like 20 and finishing at 4, I think. And that was meant to be 8.7. I don't know what the hell I'm looking at here. Anyway, what's in this? Pale malt, flaked oats, chocolate malt, flaked barley, crystal malt, roasted barley, chocolate rye malt, patent malt, black patent malt, a bit of dextrose, dry things up. Then they're using Columbus oh no, sorry, they're using CTZ, Columbus Tomahawk Zeus, for their bittering hop, Cascade in the boil, and they're fermenting it with California ale from White Labs. Well, how about that? Delicious sounding stout. But what they've done, as I'm looking at the recipe right now, is they've made the recipe available for any brewery that wants to participate and make this beer. And then they encourage people, when they sell the beer, they've made a label, so it's all uniform. You can drop your own logo in. Like they've provided the design files for it. Fantastic. And then when a brewery sells it, they donate, the proceeds from the beer to a local organization that's working for police reform or working with what do we see? Do you say BIPOC? BIPOC, Black and Indigenous people, Black, Indigenous, and people of color, who have been wronged by police forces and police brutality. So that's what this is. Black is Beautiful. Look it up. They're using a hashtag, which I think is just hashtag Black is Beautiful. And so when you look up your favorite local brewery, because there's a good chance they're going to be brewing the beer. Who have we got? Well, it says right now on the Black is Beautiful beer website, there's 1,001 breweries right now. All 50 states. There's a brewery in all 50 states brewing it. 19 countries. I'm going to throw out some of them. They got a big list here. Five Paddles Brewing Company in Whitby, Ontario. My buddies. Look at you guys on that list. Who else have we got? Just scanning across. Three Sons Brewing in Dania Beach, Florida. Never been there, but good on you guys in Dania Beach. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Alley Cat's doing it out in Edmonton. Good on you. Oh, look at this. There's up to 21 pages of these names. This is fantastic. What a great website. I like this. Oh, except I think I just broke it. Anyway, the point, what were we saying? Oh, I see what's happened here. I've gone to the end, which doesn't have everybody in it. Nobody there, I recognize. Let's look at page 20. Voodoo's doing it out of Meadville, Pennsylvania. I can do these state shortened things. PA. That's Pennsylvania. Anyway, 1,001 breweries, guys. I'm not going to take you through all of them. Hey, William Street, shout out to Coburg, Ontario. Good on you guys. Who else is doing it? I know Storm Stayed in London, Ontario, doing it because I saw their post on their website. No, their Instagram today. I think theirs is launched, so you can go pick that up. Theirs is an Imperial Stout, chocolate and coffee deliciousness up in there. Get on that. I happen to know a brewer who posted a photo. I'm trying to remember what part I'm not supposed to tell you here. She didn't tell me not to tell you. I'm just trying to be tasteful. Mary Beth at the Granite posted a photo of one of their delightful open top fermenters, just spewing Croissant everywhere. And that was their Black is Beautiful beer. What I wasn't going to tell you was what kind of yeast they used. And I'll tell you a secret. It ain't Ringwood and it ain't California. So yeah, you take the recipe, you adapt it to what you want to make, sky's the limit is what they say. Everybody's kind of making their own interpretation of this. And then, as I say, donating proceeds to a local, not one specific, but just a local a charity that speaks to you and what you guys are up to as a brewery. So if you are listening to this right now, you need to, whoa, did you know there's a brewery in St. Jacobs called Tripping Animals Brewing Co.? Never even heard of that. What's up, Tipping Animals? Get at me. Town Brewing in Whitby. There you go. What was I just saying? I distracted myself. Oh, yeah. If you're listening to this right now, check out your favorite brewery. Who's your favorite brewery, guys? Do you have one? You don't have to. You don't, they're like kids. You don't have to have a favorite. But brewery you like, look them up on their socials, on their website, whatever, and say, hey, are you doing a Black is Beautiful beer? I want to buy the Black is Beautiful beer off of you. And check in on them. Put some pressure on them if they're not. So why aren't you doing this? It sounds like a cool idea. Really lean into it. Looking for more breweries on this list that I know and love to shout out. Well, of course, the brewery in California is doing it. Good on you. Second Wedge up in Uxbridge, Ontario. Josh L., if you're listening right now, get yourself into the Second Wedge once you can move and stop being a damn old man and buy the Black is Beautiful beer. Stone City in Kingston, shout out to them. They're on the list. There's Stormstade, London, Ontario. I already mentioned you guys. Good on you. By the way, Stormstade Brewing. If you get the opportunity, you go on and check them out. They also do online sales, so you can order online and have it sent to you. Never heard of Slow Brew, but they're in San Luis Obispo, California, which just is kind of fun to say, even if you say it kind of wrong. Oh, anybody else we should talk about? No, I'm going to leave that there. But do check it out. Okay. Black is Beautiful. Sounds like a delicious beer. Obviously, funds going to a good cause, great cause in your community or the community of the brewery you are supporting. So please check that out. I am excited to try. My goal is the next couple of episodes of this podcast to feature different breweries, Black is Beautiful beers. So that's my goal going forward. I want to get some of those beers on here and talk about them. So get ready to hear a lot about this, is what I'm warning you of. Hey, you know where else you might hear somebody talking about the Black is Beautiful beer? Another beer podcast. Very excited to announce and welcome my friend, and could be your friend too, Ben Johnson. Not that one, but the beer writing Ben Johnson, to the podcast crew. He has launched his own. It is called Craft Beer and Bad Word, I think, because now I'm looking this up, because again, I have that open on my phone, which is the Instagram machine. Let's just do a quick little look up on Ben Johnson. He has launched this podcast, probably also started making sourdough in the quarantine. Ben, why isn't this on your Facebook? It's on his Instagram. That's where I've been seeing it. Anyway, look him up. Ben Johnson's got a new pod dropping. He is a good dude. He is funny as, really knowledgeable when it comes to beer, wonderfully opinionated in a way that you do not get with me. He is not afraid to lean into his his opinions, and so should be a good time. I am going to subscribe to it tonight, and the first ep dropped. He's aiming to do episodes on Wednesday, but this one just, I guess, worked so damn well, he let it out early. And so I'm going to listen to that while I'm walking at work tomorrow, and I would encourage you guys to check out Ben too. What else we got? Well, not a lot. Get your Black is Beautiful beers from multiple breweries if possible. Check out the IPA number 13 from our friends at Collect Arts Brewing, who incidentally, I bet, are doing a Black is Beautiful beer. See if I can pull them up on the old list here. We're in L. Let's look at L's sometimes. Yeah, that's interesting. Little Beast Brewing in Clackamas, Oregon, as opposed to our friends at Little Beasts Brewing. Not on the list, but I would be surprised if they weren't making one. One from Bristol in the United Kingdom, Left-Handed Giant. That's an interesting name for a brewery. I'd like to check them out if I ever go back to Bristol. Went there one time. Anyway, this is getting silly. I don't need to do this, although I really do like reading lists. Half Hours on Earth, Shout out to them. Good brewery. Oh, interesting. Hermit Thrush Brewery in Battleboro, Vermont. I wonder if they're shouting out to Thrush Hermit, which, if I'm not mistaken, was Joel Plaskett's old band. Was he in Thrush Hermit? I think he was. Anyway, get your Black is Beautiful beers. Check out your IPA number 13. Listen to Ben Johnson's podcast starting now. It's out there on the usual podcast players. And other than that, I'm going to almost promise you I'm not going to drop an ep between now and next Monday. So for the next 7 days, take care of each other, be good to people, enjoy the lovely weather. It's delightful today, and it's getting hotter as the week goes on. But be good out there. Be careful with all the reopening. I know I keep telling you this. Oh, hey, Folly Brewing, what up? They're in there too. But yeah, be good to each other and take care of each other out there. I will talk at you in 7 days, hopefully sipping on a Black is Beautiful beer. And even if not, we'll drink something. It'll be tasty. And otherwise, have a great week. I'll talk at you in 7 days.